Thank you for being here and watching this video. If you enjoy it, please like, subscribe, and leave your thoughts in the comments. I want this channel to be more than just a collection of videos. I want it to be a community where we explore fascinating ideas, discuss them openly, learn from one another, and grow together. So don't stay silent, join the conversation. To preserve your creative integrity and avoid the trap of attention seeking, you must understand how craving attention makes you less creative in an era of algorithmic dominance. The series Black Mirror features a classic episode that perfectly illustrates our modern predicament, a world where everyone is forced to pedal on stationary bikes to power their society, earning digital credits for the chance to escape through a televised talent show. In this narrative, the protagonist hears a woman sing with such pure, raw talent that he spends his entire life savings to buy her a ticket to that stage. She performs brilliantly, her voice carrying a rare substance that should have changed the world. However, the judges and the crowd don't want to hear her creative voice. They want to consume her in explicit content. They want a product, not a person. The tragic reality is that she chooses the path of fame over her art. And eventually, the protagonist follows a similar trajectory, turning his genuine rage into a scheduled performance for credits. This story is a dark metaphor for our current digital existence. Creativity is the ability to create something new, regardless of the field. Whether it's ballet, music, poetry, or physics, mathematics, and engineering, to create is the highest form of existence for a person of depth. It is the process of externalizing your internal, authentic self. However, the algorithms that govern our visibility today are interested in something entirely different. They are interested in engagement metrics and retention time, not the price-value equation of your soul. We are living in a marketplace of hypocrisy where the impulse to create is constantly being filtered through the lens of what the audience and the algorithm demands. Consider the struggle of the modern writer or artist. You write a great text, a piece filled with your unique voice and years of research, and you publish it on your own blog, but no one finds it. In the economic landscape of the internet, your work has no exchange value if it isn't seen. So you adjust. You install a tool that identifies the specific keywords that the search engine prioritizes. You optimize your text and suddenly the traffic appears. People find you, but now the substance of the work no longer matters. The text is filled with artificial phrases, constructed expressions, and repetitive SEO keywords. It lacks your style, your voice, and the original impulse that inspired it. You have effectively sanded down the edges of your creativity to fit into the algorithmic box. This is the black swan of the creative world. The realization that the system designed to connect us is actually homogenizing us. When you treat attention as your primary metric of success, your brain stops looking for the absolute truth and start looking for the maximum likability. This shift in focus is devastating for creativity because true creation requires a degree of isolation. It requires the directed attention to explore ideas that are not yet popular or optimized. If your creative process is constantly interrupted by the thought, will this get views? You are no longer an artist. You are a content producer. You are pedaling the bike for credits, hoping the judges will notice you. Platforms reward views and attention, not creative integrity or structural depth. Of course, there are rare exceptions, but those are outliers rather than the rule. The psychological toll of this constant search for validation creates a state of deficit where you feel like you are failing unless you are trending. But as an economist of the mind, you must realize that the price you are paying for that attention is your own creative voice. You are trading your unique human capital for a temporary surge in social status. This is a bad investment. True creative expression doesn't live in the center of the crowd. It lives in the quiet, unoptimized spaces where you are free to fail, free to be weird, and free to speak your truth without a keyword research tool. The secret to thriving in a world of social validation is to decouple your creative integrity from your professional success by treating attention as a separate metric. If you treat popularity and attention as a job, a set of technical requirements you fulfill to reach an audience, and keep your core creativity as a separate space, more like a craft or a personal domain, then it might be possible to find a balance between success and genuine creative expression. This is the dual-track strategy for the modern creator. It involves a price-value audit of your creative life. You acknowledge that the algorithm requires certain sacrifices to get through the door, but you refuse to let those sacrifices reach the heart of your work. When you separate attention-seeking from creation, you restore your existential security. You are no longer a victim of a rating drop or a low-performing post because your sense of self-worth is tied to the act of creation itself, not the reaction to it. This allows you to navigate the information asymmetry of the internet. You know that the crowd wants explicit or clickbaity content, but you provide them with a Trojan's horse, content that looks like it fits the algorithm, but carries a hidden weight of substance. This is how the most resilient creators operate. They understand the incentive structures of the platforms they use, but they maintain a social capital surplus of integrity that they never trade away. This approach requires rational decision-making and a strong internal anchor. You have to be okay with being quiet in some spaces so that you can be loud in the ones that matter. For example, a physicist might write a popular science article that is highly optimized for views, but they keep their core research rigorous and untainted by the need for public approval. They treat the article as the price they pay for the value of being able to do their real work. By applying this economic heuristic, you avoid the sunk cost fallacy of trying to please everyone. You realize that 1,000 high-quality readers who truly understand your voice are worth more in the long term than 1 million casual viewers who only clicked because of a keyword. Furthermore, we must recognize that the most disruptive ideas in history, the true black swans, were almost never popular when they were first conceived. If Einstein or Picasso had been focused on engagement metrics, they never would have broken the existing scripts of their fields. Creativity thrives in the surplus state, where you have the freedom to provide more value than the market is currently asking for. This is where the true advocates are born. When you provide something genuinely new and authentic, you create a debt of reciprocity in the minds of your audience. They feel that they have discovered something real in a world of fakes, and they will defend your work relentlessly. This is the loyal supporter dynamic that lasts for decades, rather than the viral trend that disappears in a week. In conclusion, the goal of the modern creator is to become a master strategist of their own attention and output. You must be the manager of your own outcomes, understanding that while you cannot control the algorithm, you can absolutely control your creative portfolio. Give yourself the time to build a new model of reality, where your success is not measured by views, but by the creative integrity of your work. Don't let the talent show trap make you cynical. Instead, use it as a tool. Pedal the bike just enough to get the credits you need, but keep your authentic self safe in the silence. The world is desperate for voices that haven't been optimized into oblivion. If you can maintain your style, your voice, and that original impulse, you will find that you don't just leave an impression, you change the world. In the end, the only thing that truly compounds over time is truth. Everything else is just noise in the system. Be the quiet strength in the loud world, and your creativity will flourish in ways the algorithm could never predict. Thank you for watching all the way through. I really appreciate you being here. Let me know what you think about the ideas in this video, and feel free to share your own perspective or advice in the comments. I genuinely like to read it. If you enjoyed this kind of content, please like the video and subscribe. My hope is to build not just a channel, but a community where people explore meaningful ideas, exchange thoughts, and grow together. See you in the next videos. Bye.